Hey, what's up everyone? Let me ask you something. How many of you have been using Docker for a while, feeling pretty confident, and then someone in an interview or at work mentioned Kubernetes, and suddenly you felt like you were back to square one? Yeah, that happens to almost every engineer. And the reason is simple. Most people learn Docker and Kubernetes as two separate things, but they never understand how they actually relate to each other. Today we are going to fix that. In the next 8 minutes, you are going to understand exactly what Docker does, what Kubernetes does, and most importantly, where one ends and the other begins. Let's get into it. Alright, first let me clear up the biggest confusion. Docker and Kubernetes are not competitors. I know you see them compared all the time, but they are solving completely different problems. And once you understand that, everything else becomes obvious. So let's start with point number 1, what Docker actually does. Docker is a containerization platform. That's it. Its job is to package your application along with everything it needs, the code, the runtime, the libraries, the config files, all of it into a single unit called a container. Think of it like a tiffin box. You pack your food at home, you carry it anywhere, and it tastes the same because everything it needs is already inside. That tiffin box is your Docker container. Let me give you a real example. Imagine you are building a Node.js application. On your laptop, it runs perfectly. But when your colleague tries to run it on his machine, he gets errors because he has a different version of Node installed. Classic, it works on my machine, problem. Docker solves this completely. You write a Docker file, you define the exact Node version, you copy your application code, you run Docker build, and now you have an image. You share that image, and it runs identically everywhere, on your laptop, on your colleague's machine, on a server in AWS, anywhere. Docker also gives you commands to manage these containers. Docker run, Docker stop, Docker ps, Docker logs. You can run one container, 2 containers, maybe 5 containers on a single machine. Docker makes this very easy. But here is where the problem starts. What happens when your application becomes popular? Suddenly you have 10,000 users hitting your service. 5 containers are not enough. You need 50. And those 50 containers need to run across multiple servers, not just one machine. And what if one of those servers crashes at 2 a.m.? Someone needs to detect that, restart the containers, move them to a healthy server. What if you need to update your application with zero downtime? What if containers need to talk to each other across different servers? Docker alone cannot do all of this reliably at scale. And this is exactly where Kubernetes comes in. Point number 2, what Kubernetes actually does. Kubernetes is a container orchestration system. The word orchestration is key. Think of an orchestra. You have 50 musicians playing different instruments, and the conductor makes sure everyone plays at the right time, at the right volume, in perfect coordination. Kubernetes is that conductor for your containers. Let me give you a concrete example. Say you have a deployment of your Node.js application and you tell Kubernetes, I want 5 replicas of this container running at all times. Kubernetes will start those 5 containers, spread them across your available servers, and then it will watch them continuously. If one container crashes, Kubernetes detects it within seconds and automatically starts a new one. You didn't have to do anything. No one called you at 2 a.m. Now you want to update your application to a new version. You tell Kubernetes, roll out this new Docker image. Kubernetes will take down old containers one by one and bring up new ones, making sure at least some containers are always running throughout the process. Your users experience zero downtime. That is called a rolling update. Kubernetes also handles something called service discovery and load balancing. When you have 5 copies of your application running, how does incoming traffic know which container to go to? Kubernetes has a built-in load balancer that distributes the traffic automatically. You don't wire this up manually. And then there is auto-scaling. You can tell Kubernetes, if CPU usage goes above 70%, automatically add more containers. Traffic drops at night? Scale down. You are not paying for resources you don't need. This is how production systems at companies like Flipkart, Swiggy, and thousands of other organizations work. So to summarize the relationship very clearly, Docker creates and runs containers. Kubernetes manages and orchestrates those containers at scale across multiple machines. You need Docker to build the containers. You need Kubernetes to run them reliably in production. Point number 3, the real-world mental model you need. Here's how I want you to think about this. Docker is a tool for developers. Kubernetes is a platform for operations in production. When you are a developer, you care about Docker. You write your Docker file, you build your image, you test it locally. You push the image to a registry like Docker Hub or AWS ECR. Your job as a developer is basically done at that point. Now Kubernetes takes that image and decides, where does this run? On which server? How many copies? What happens when it fails? How does it get traffic? All of that is Kubernetes territory. In a real company setup, here's what the workflow looks like. Developer writes code, writes a Docker file, pushes to Git. A CI/CD pipeline, maybe Jenkins or GitHub Actions, automatically builds the Docker image and pushes it to a container registry. Then it updates the Kubernetes configuration to use the new image. Kubernetes picks it up and rolls out the new version across the cluster. The whole thing happens automatically. The developer just merged a pull request and went for chai. Now let me also address one more thing that confuses people: Docker Compose versus Kubernetes. Docker Compose is a tool to run multiple containers together on a single machine. You write a Docker Compose.yml file and spin up your app, your database, your Redis cache all together locally. It is fantastic for development and testing on your laptop. But Docker Compose does not work across multiple servers. It has no auto-healing, no auto-scaling, no production-grade load balancing. So Docker Compose is for development. Kubernetes is for production. Different tools, different purposes. Now here is something I want to share with all of you who are watching and thinking, okay, this theory is great, but where do I actually practice this? Because reading and watching is one thing. Getting your hands dirty on actual clusters is where real learning happens. Go check out computerpathshala.com. They have free hands-on labs where you can practice Docker and Kubernetes in a real environment. We are talking about labs where you write Docker files, build images, deploy applications to a Kubernetes cluster, configure services, do rolling updates, all of it without having to set up anything on your own machine. The labs are structured for Indian engineers who are preparing for jobs or trying to upskill in their current roles. It is completely free to get started. So there is no excuse. After you finish watching this video, open a new tab and go to computerpathshala.com and start your first lab today. Let me quickly wrap up with the key takeaways because I want these to stick. Number 1, Docker packages your application into containers. It solves the "works on my machine" problem. It is your foundation, and every engineer working in cloud needs to know it. Number 2, Kubernetes orchestrates those containers at scale. It handles deployment, scaling, self-healing, load balancing, and updates across a cluster of servers. It is what makes your application production ready. Number 3, they work together, not against each other. Docker builds the container. Kubernetes runs and manages it. Master both and you become the engineer that every company is desperately hiring right now. The demand for engineers who understand containers and Kubernetes in India right now is insane. Whether you are targeting product companies, service companies, or startups, this skill set shows up in almost every JD you see for roles above 3 years of experience. And even if you are a fresher, knowing this gives you a massive edge. If this video helped you understand the difference clearly, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button right now. I cover Docker, Kubernetes, AWS, CI/CD, and everything else a modern cloud and DevOps engineer needs to know. Every week, new videos, real examples, no fluff. Also drop a comment below telling me which topic you want me to cover next: Kubernetes deployments in depth, Docker networking, or maybe setting up a full CI/CD pipeline. Let me know and I will make it happen. Thanks for watching. Go practice. See you in the next one.